ॐ शुक्लां भरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। अगजानन पद्मार्कं गजाननमहर्निशम् अनेकदन्तं भक्तानाम् एकदन्तमुपास्महे। श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। अस्मद्गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां श्रीहयग्रीवमुपास्महे। श्रीहयग्रीवमूर्तये नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। श्रीमहासरस्वत्यै नमः। उमाकोमलहस्ताब्जसम्भावितललाटकम् हिरण्यकुण्डलं वन्दे कुमारं पुष्करस्रजं। வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு ஹர ஹரோஹரா. லோகவீரியம் மகாபூஜ்யம் சர்வரக்ஷாகரம் விபும் பார்வதி ஹிருதயானந்தம் சாஸ்தாரம் பிரணமாம்யகம். சுவாமியே சரணமையப்பா. வாகர்த்தாவிவ சம்பிரக்தௌ வாகர்த்த பிரதிபத்தயே जगतः पितरौ वन्दे पार्वती परमेश्वरौ। श्री पार्वती परमेश्वराभ्यां नमः। कोमलं कूजयन् वेणुं श्यामलोऽयं कुमारकः वेदवेद्यं परब्रह्मा तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अस्मद्गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे श्रीनाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे श्रीनाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे श्रीनाथ नारायण वासुदेव। पीताम्बरं करविराजितचक्रशङ्खकौमोदकी सरसिजं करुणासमुद्रं राधासहायम् अतिसुन्दरमन्दहासं वातालयेशम् अनिशं हृदि भावयामि। कृष्णो रक्षतु मां चराचरगुरुः कृष्णं नमस्ये सदा। कृष्णेनैव सुरक्षितोऽहमसकृत् कृष्णाय दत्तं हनः। कृष्णादेव समुद्भवो मम विभो कृष्णस्य दासोऽस्म्यहम्। कृष्णे भक्तिरचञ्चलास्तु भगवन् हे कृष्ण तुभ्यं नमः। श्रीगुरुवायूरप्पा शरणं नम्राणां सन्निधत्ते सततमपि पुरस्तैरणभ्यर्थितानपि अर्थान् कामानजस्रं वितरति परमानन्दसान्द्रां गतिं च। इत्थं निःशेषलभ्यो निरवधिकफलः पारिजातो हरे त्वं क्षुद्रं तं शक्रवाटी ध्रुममभिलषति व्यर्थमर्त्यव्रजोऽयम्। श्रीगुरुवायूरप्पा शरणं श्रीभट्टपादम् अनिशं हृदि भावयामि। वंशी विभूषितकरात् नवनीरदाभात् पीताम्बरात् अरुणबिम्बफलादरोष्टात् पूर्णेन्दुसुन्दरमुखात् अरविन्दनेत्रात् कृष्णात् परं किमपि तत्त्वमहं न जाने। കൈരണ്ടും കൂപ്പി ഞാൻ വീണ്ടുമീറക്കുന്നു നീരജലോചന നിന്നോടായി. ഏതീനു മഞ്ഞനെ കുമ്പിടേണ്ട തോറു രീതിയിൽ നീ എന്നെ പാലിക്കുന്നായി. കൃഷ്ണ ഹരേ ജയ കൃഷ്ണ ഹരേ ജയ Krishna Hare Jaya Krishna Hare. Good morning, everyone. Okay, so I think we have Lata, you're doing 46, 47 today, right? And Usha Garu, you're doing 47?
Yes, Rajesh.
Okay.
Sorry,
Start
yes.
with that and then we'll...
Shall I go ahead?
Yep.
Dasakam 46. Sri Krishyasya vadane yashodaya lokanam darshanam. Ayi deva pura kila tvayi स्वयमुत्थानशये स्तनन्दये परिजृम्भनतो व्यपावृते वदने विश्वमषष्टवल्लवी पुनरप्यत बालकैः समं त्वयि लीला निरते जगत्पते फलसञ्चय वञ्चनकृदा तव मृद्भोजनमूचुरर्बकाः अयि ते प्रलयावधौ विभो क्षितितो यादि समस्तभक्षिणः मृदुपाशनतो रुजा भवेत् इति भीता जननी चुकोपसा अयि दुर्विनयात्मकत्वया किमु मृत्सा बत वत्स भक्षिता इति मातृगिरं चिरं विभो विततां त्वं प्रतिजग्निषे हसन् अयि ते सकलैर्विनिश्चते विमतिश्चेद्वदनं विधार्यताम् इति मातृविभात् स्थितो मुखं विकसत्पद्मनिभं व्यधारयः अपि मृल्लव दर्शनोत्सुकां जननीं तां बहुतर्पयन्निव पृथिवीं निखिलां न केवलं भुवनान्यप्यखिलान्यदीदृशः कुहचिद्वनमम्बुधि क्वचिदभ्रं कुहचिद्रसातलं मनुजा तनुजा क्वचित् सुराः ददृशे किं न तदा त्वदानने कलशाम्बुदिशायिनं पुनः परवैकुण्ठपदादिवासिनं स्वपुरश्च निजार्भकात्मकं कतिदा त्वां न ददर्श सा मुखे विकसद्भुवने मुकोदरे ननु भूयोऽपि तदा विधाननः अनया स्फुटमीक्षितो भवान् अनवस्थां जगतां बतातनोत् धृततत्त्वधियं तदा क्षणं जननीं तां प्रणयेन मोहयन् स्तनमम्बदिशेत्युपासजन् भगवन्नद्भुतबाल पाहि माम् कृष्णाय परब्रह्मणे नमः. Can I go to Dashakam 47, Rajesh?
Please go ahead, yeah.
Okay. Dashakam 47 उल्लूकलबन्धनवर्णनम्. एकदा ददि विमातकारिणीं मातरं समुपसेदिवान् भवान् स्तन्यलोलुपतया निवारयन् अङ्कमेत्य पपिवान् पयोधरौ अर्धपीतकुचकुड्मले त्वयि स्निग्धहासमधुराननाम्बुजे दुग्धमीशदहने परिसृतं दर्तुमाशु जननी जगामते सामीपीतरसभङ्गसङ्गतक्रोधभारपरिभूतचेतसा मन्तदण्डमुपगृह्य पाटितं हन्त देवदधिभाजनं त्वया उच्चलध्वनितमुच्चकैस्तथा सन्निशम्य जननी समादृता त्वद्यशो विसवरद्ददर्शसा सद्य एव दधि विस्तृतं क्षितौ वेदमार्गपरिमार्गितं वृषा त्वामवीक्ष्य परिमार्गयन्त्यसौ सन्ददर्श सुकृतीन् युलूखले दीयमाननवनीतमोतवे त्वां प्रगृह्य बत भीतिभावना बासुरानन सरोजमाशु सा रोषरुषितमुखि सुखी पुरो बन्धनाय रशनामुपादते बन्धुमिच्छति यमेव सज्जनस्तं भवन्तमयि बन्धुमिच्छति सा नियुज्य रशनागुणान् बहून् द्वन्द्वुलोनमखिलं किलैक्षत विस्मितोऽस्मितसखी जनेक्षितां स्मिन्नसन् वपुषं निरीक्ष्यतां नित्यमुक्तवपुरह्यहो हरे बन्धमेव कृपयान् वमन्यथाः स्थीयतां चिरमुलूकले कले त्यागता भवनमेव सा यदा प्रागुलूकलबिलान्तरे तदा सर्पिरर्पितमदन्नवास्थिताः यद्यपाशसुगमो विभो भवान् संयत किमु सपाशयानया एवमादि दिवि जैरभुष्टुतो वातनाथ परिपाहि मां गतात्. श्री कृष्णाय परब्रह्मणे नमः.
Latan, the 8th, 9th, 10th, and this only the 9th first two lines are joined. The rest 8th and 10th, there is no plus. It's comma in the middle of everything. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, please make a note. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dasakam 47. Ulukala Bandhana Varnanam. Ekada dativimathakarinim mataram samupasedhivan bhavan sanyulolu patayani varayan ankametya papivan payodharau addapita kuchukudmale tvayi snigdahasa madhurananam bhuje duగ్ధమీష దహనే పరిశ్రుతం ధత్తుమాషు జననీ జగామతే సామి పీతరసభంగ సంగత క్రోధపార పరిభూత చేతసా మందదండముపగృహ్య పాటితం అంతదేవ దధిభాజనం త్వయా ఉచ్చలధ్వనితముచ్చకైస్తదా సన్నిశమ్య జననీ సమాదృతా త్వద్యశో విసరవదర్శసా సద్య ఏవ దధి విస్తృతం క్షితౌ వేదమార్గ పరిమార్గితం వృషా త్వామవీక్ష్య పరిమార్గయం త్యసౌ సందదర్శ సుకృతిన్యులూఖలే దీయమాన నవనీతమోతవే త్వాం ప్రగృహ్య బత భీత భావన భాసురానను సరోజ మాషుసా రోషరూషితముఖీ సఖీ పురో బంధనాయ రశనాముపాదదే బంధమిజ్జతి యమేవ సజ్జన భవంతమయి బంధమిచ్చతి సానియుజ్యరశనా గుణాన్ బహూన్ ద్వ్యంగులోనమఖిలం క్షిలై క్షతా విస్మితోస్మిత సఖీ జనేక్షితాం స్విన్న వపుషం నిరీక్ష్యతాం నిత్యముక్తవపురప్యహో హరే బంధమేవ కృపయాన్వమన్యతాః తీయతాం చిరములు ఖలే త్యాగతా భవన మేవ సాయదా ప్రాగులూఖలబిలాంతరే తదా సర్పిరర్పితమదన్నవాస్థితాః యద్యపాశసుగమో విభో భవాన్ సంయుతః కిముపసపాశయానయా ఏవమాది దివిజైరభిష్ఠుతో వాతనాథ పరిపాహి మాం గదాత్. శ్రీకృష్ణాయ పరబ్రహ్మణే నమః.
Right, let's get going. I think we finished Dasakam 68. I think we finished up to 7, right? So we have 8, 9, and 10 left. Okay. So let me see here. So maybe Radha, you and Lata can be student in the first half, okay? So stanza 8. Ayi Kumarika Krishna Naiva Shankyatam, comma, Khatinata Mai, short e, Krishna Prema Katare, Maitu Chetaso, Krishna Vonu Brittaye, comma. So the next word, the Kritam, next line, Kritamidam, you will have Mayet Yuchivan. So Mayet Yuchivan you will have. So we're going to just break it. So it becomes Kritamidam Maya Krishna Ityuchivan Bhavan. So just breaking that Sandhi, that's all. So Kritamidam Maya Krishna Ityuchivan Bhavan. अयि कुमारिका कृष्णा नैव शङ्क्यताम् कठिनता मयि कृष्णा प्रेम कातरे मयि तु चेतसो कृष्णावोऽनुवृत्तये कृतमिदं मया कृष्णा इत्यूचिवान् भवान्.
अयि कुमारिका कृष्णा नैव सङ्ख्यताम् कठिनता मया कृष्ण प्रेम कातरे मयि तु चेतसो कृष्णावोऽनुवृत्तये कृतमिदं मया कृष्ण इत्यचिवान् अयि कुमारिका
That the it huge long u there it yuchivan bhavan.
इत्यचिवान् ओके अयि कुमारिका कृष्णा नैव शङ्क्यताम् कठिनता मयि कृष्ण प्रेम कातरे मयि तु चेतसो कृष्णावोऽनुवृत्तये कृतमिदं मया कृष्ण इत्युचिवान् भवान्
अयि कुमारिका कृष्णा नैव शङ्क्यताम् कठिनता मयि कृष्णा प्रेम कातरे मयि तु चेतसो कृष्णावोऽनुवृत्तये कृतमिदं मया कृष्ण इत्युचिवान्.
And the u is a long kritamidam maya krishna it yuchivan bhavan.
कृतमिदं मया कृष्ण इत्युचिवान् भवान् अयि कुमारिका कृष्णा नैव शङ्क्यताम् कठिनता मयि कृष्णा प्रेम कातरे मयि तु चेतसो कृष्णावोऽनुवृत्तये कृतमिदं मया कृष्ण इत्युचिवान् भवान्.
The second and fourth, both Radha, you and Latan, the second and fourth, your tune is going to
Tune.
be off, but that's okay. We'll get this. Ayi nishamyatam Krishna jiva vallabhaha, comma, priyatamo jano Krishna nedrusho mama tadiha ramyatam Krishna ramya. You'll have yaminishwa and then a nu. So we're going to break that. It becomes ramya yaminishu, short u. Ramya yaminishu, then comma. Next word starts with the a. So this is going to be a little bit tough because we are putting the word Krishna in between, right? So we have to break those sandhis. So the next word will start with the a. It becomes anu parodha. That's how the next line will start. So even there, anuparoda mithi. So the it and the ya you have, remove that. Anuparoda mithi, short e. Krishna alapo vibho. Next word starts with the a. Ahinishamyatam Krishna jiva vallabhaha priyatamo jano Krishna nedrusho mama tadiha ramyatam Krishna ramyayaminishu anuparodamiti Krishna alapo vibho.
अयि निशम्यतां कृष्णा जीववल्लभाः प्रियतमो जनो कृष्णा नेदृशो मम तदिह रम्यतां कृष्णा रम्ययामिनीषु अनुपरोदमिति कृष्णा आलपो विभो अयि निशम्यतां कृष्णा जीववल्लभाः प्रियतमो जनो कृष्णा नेदृशो मम तदिह रम्यतां कृष्णा रम्ययामिनीषु अनुपरोदमिति कृष्ण आलपो विभो
अयि निशम्यतां कृष्णा जीववल्लभाः प्रियतमो जनो कृष्णा नेदृशो मम तदिह रम्यतां कृष्णा रम्ययामिनीषु अनुपरोदमिति कृष्ण आलपो विभो अयि निशम्यतां कृष्णा जीववल्लभाः प्रियतमो जनो कृष्णा नेदृशो मम तदिहरं यतां कृष्णा तहिदरं यतां कृष्ण रम्ययामिनीषु अनुपरोदमिति कृष्ण आलपो विभो
इति गिराधिकं Krishna moda meduraihi. So put a visarga and comma there. On top of the next word braja, you'll have a ir, so that goes away. Braja vadu janaihi is there. Put a ih sound. Brother vadu janaih Krishna sakamaraman kalita kautuko Krishna rasa khelane, comma guru puripate Krishna pahimam gadat. इति गिरादिकं कृष्णामोदमेदुरैः प्रजवधूजनैः कृष्णासाकमारमन् कलितकौतुको कृष्णारासखेलने गुरुपुरीपते कृष्णा पाहि मां गदात्
इति किरादिकं कृष्णमोदमेदुरैः व्रजवधूजनैः कृष्णसाकमारमन् कलितकौतुको कृष्णरासखेलने गुरुपुरीपते कृष्ण पाहि मां गदात् इति किरादिकं कृष्णमोदमेदुरैः व्रजवधूजनैः कृष्णसाकमारमन् कलितकौतुको कृष्णरासखेलने गुरुपुरीपते कृष्ण पाहि मां गदात्
इति गिरादिकं कृष्णामोदमेदुरैः व्रजवधूजनैः कृष्णासाकमारमन् कलितकौतुको कृष्णरासखेलने गुरुपुरीपते कृष्णा पाहि मां गदात् इति गिरादिकं कृष्णामोदमेदुरैः व्रजवधूजनैः कृष्णासाकमारमन् कलितकौतुको कृष्णरासखेलने गुरुपुरीपते कृष्णा पाहि मां गदात्
कृष्णाय परब्रह्मणे नमः. Okay, that completes 8. So let's go on to 74 now. So 74 and 75 are essentially now getting Kamsa Vada, getting rid of Kamsa, right? So because we're skipping some of those chapters in between, I'll just give a quick gist of what happens, right? So while general text, right, we see Krishna with Gopikas when he's in a youth age or multiple age and all that, right? Young Krishna playing with everybody. None of that actually is there, because at the age of 10 in Dasakam 73, Akrura comes and takes Krishna off to Mathura. And then he finally says goodbye to everybody in Vrindavana. And he doesn't go back to Vrindavana at all after that, right? Krishna's life now completely moves on, right? And after that, there's only one time that he sees everybody, which is way down during the Mahabharata time when they all go to Samanta Panchaka during solar eclipse, where he meets all the Gopikas. So in Dashakam 73 or 72 or 73, he says goodbye to the Gopikas all at the age of 10 and he leaves. So what happens is Narada comes and tells Kamsa when the time is right. Like we said, Narada always comes at the right time to make progress for the Krishna, right? So he comes and tells Kamsa that, you know what, you are wasting your time looking for these people. The 8th son of Devaki is already born, and he's Krishna who is sitting in Vrindavana, who a lot of your people tried to kill, but with no use. So then Kamsa decides it's time to finally bring Krishna back. So he sends one of his messengers, Akrura, to Vrindavana to tell Krishna and Balarama to come to Mathura now in the excuse of a bow festival. So they're going to have a big bow festival. And Kamsa says, hey, you know what, Nandagopa is one of the kind of the leaders of that province. So he says, all of you come. And then he also lines up his wrestlers, he lines up a lot of other people. And Kamsa then tells his people that the moment Krishna and Balarama come, you got to kill both of them right on the streets of Mathura. And if they escape getting killed on the streets of Mathura, the next day on the Bow festival, then the Chanura and the Mushtika and Chanura wrestlers are there. They will try to kill them, or we have an elephant called Kuvalaya Pida who will trample one of both of them away. That is Kamsa's plan. So with that, he gets Krishna and Balarama, right? So this chapter starts from the time Krishna and Balarama are entering Mathura. So it says, they enter Mathura around Dinardha Vigame, in the middle of the day, around noon time, they enter Mathura. And of course, everybody knew Krishna and Balarama are going to come. So, as they start, entering, so they immediately see that all these people are lining up on the sides of the city, waiting for Krishna. So they are entering through the outskirts, along with Nandagopa, along with a lot of the Gopas, Gopa boys, everybody's coming together like a trip. So they all enter there and they see that everybody in Mathura are waiting on either sides of the road, waiting to see them. So Bhadrapad says something very nice, and he'll reference this a little bit later. He says, these people of Mathura have done some punyam because they are all waiting to line up to see you, right? And they're really blessed that they're getting this opportunity to see you. And when they all enter, Krishna and everybody sees that the entire city is decorated for the festival, right? So this is kind of entering into the city right now. Sampraptho Mathuram Dinardha Vigame, comma, Tatrantarasmin Vasan, put a in at the end of that line. Tatrantarasmin Vasan, comma. Next time you'll have two nas, you'll have both of them, you can strike, it becomes a. Arame Vihitashanaha, comma, Sakhi Janair Yataha, put a F, Yataf Purim Ikshitum. So they start Purim Ikshitum is Krishna and the boys now say, you know what, we will go explore the city. So Nanda and everybody staying on the outskirts, the boys then enter to see the city. Samprapto Mathuram Dinardha Vigame Tatrantarasmin Vasanne Arame Vihitashanaha Sakijanair Yataf Purimikshitum.
Samprapto Madhiram Dinartha Vigame Tatrantaras Rasmin Vasan sorry, I'm not getting the tune.
Yeah. And it's a 4-line tune. Sandranandhava Bhot, same tune. Arame Vihitashanaha.
Arame Vihitashanaha Sakijanairyaataf Purimikshutum. Samprapto Madhiram Dinartha Vigame.
Sorry, Adagaru. Mathuram.
Samprapto Madhuram Dinartha Vigame Tatrantarasmin Vasan Arame Vihitashanaha Sakijanairyaataf Purimikshutum.
Samprapto Madhuram Dinardha Vigame Tatrantarasmin Vasan Arame Vihitashanaha Sakijanair Purimikshitum.
Purim, and the E one, you can just stretch it. Purim Ikshitum.
Purimikshitum. Samprapto Madhuram Dinardha Vigame Tatrantarasmin Vasan Arame Vihitashanaha Sakijanair Purimikshitum.
Prapo Rajapatham, comma, Chira Shruti Dhrita Vyaloka Kautuhala, and then put a plus, Stri Pumsodhyata Ganya Punya Nigalaihi. So the ra that comes there, remove it, put a visarga comma. So after Chira Shruti in the third line, it's continuous till Nigalaihi, comma. Next word starts with the A. Akrushya Mano Nukim. Prapo Rajapatham Chirashruti Dhrita Vyaloka Kautuhala Stri Pumsodhyadaganya Punya Nigalaihi Akrushya Mano Nukim.
Prapo Rajapadam Chirashruti Druta Vyaloka Kautuhala Sri Pumsodhyadaganya Punya Nigalaihi Krushyamano Nukum.
Akrushya. Last one.
Akrusyamano Nukim. Prapo Rajapadam चिरश्रुतिद्रुतव्यालोककौतूहलश्रीपुंसोऽध्यदगन्यपुण्यनिगलैः आकृष्यमाणोऽनुकुम्
Nukim kim. Last one.
नुखिम्
प्रापो राजपथं चिरश्रुतिधृतव्यालोककौतूहल स्त्रीपुंस्योद्यदगन्यपुण्यनिगलैः आकृष्यमाणो नु किम् प्रापो राजपथं चिरश्रुतिधृतव्यालोककौतूहल स्त्रीपुंस्योद्यदगन्यपुण्यनिगलैः आकृष्यमाणो नु किम्
Answer two. त्वत्पादद्युतिवत्सरागसुभगाः त्वन्मूर्तिमध्योषितः सम्प्राप्ता विलसत्पयोधररुचो लोलाभवदृष्टिमत् हारिण्यस्त्वदुरस्थलीवदयिते मन्दस्मितप्रौढिमत् नैर्मल्योल्लसिताः कचौगरुचिवत् राजत्कलापाश्रिताः. So like, just like how when Modi came here last week, there's a lot of people assembled in Washington, D.C. So similarly here, a lot of people are lining up the streets of Madura, right? So Bhattatripa, and it says that they were lining on both sides of the streets, right? Everybody's waiting, and Krishna and the boys, they've heard about Krishna, like, they've all, the women of Mathura have all heard about Krishna, and they've all heard all his stories. So the moment they saw Krishna and Balarama, it says that their hearts melted, and they felt like, all the glances that Krishna was kind of looking at them, they felt extremely ecstatic and very happy. So, but what Bhattaripa does is he's now comparing the women of Mathura with Krishna. So he's using the same one word, which has two meanings. So pretty much this whole stanza is about comparison, but he's using the same word. So for example, he says that the first one he is, he says Saraga Subhagaha. So it could mean couple of things. One is it could mean that your color. So he says the payo, one he says is Krishna, when you are walking, your feet, which is actually reddish in color because of the color you have put. He says that reddishness, the glow that is coming, is comparable to the glow of love that is coming from the women of Mathura towards you. So he's kind of using that word and he's meaning two different things. Same thing he says, you have like a vilasat payodhara rucho, means you have your color of your body is that of a rain-bearing cloud. So you have the dark grayish blue color. He says he's comparing that to the well-endowed nature of the Mathura woman. So he's kind of means the words mean the same thing. Then similarly, he says your eyes, which are moving everywhere. The women of Mathura, their eyes are always desirous to see you. So similarly, he's just comparing, and then he says you have your hair is Kachauga Ruchi. Your hair is lustrous and dark black in color and with a peacock feather, but their hair is adorned with wearing ornaments. But the word he's using is the same word, which has two different meanings. So he's just playing with words. But net is Krishna is coming in. All the people are really excited to see him, and they are very happy to see Krishna. Tvat pada dhyutivat saraga subhagaha, twan मूर्ति वध्योषितः, संप्राप्ता बिलसत् पयोधर रुचो, लोला भवत् दृष्टिवत्. त्वत्पादद्युतिवत्सराग सुभगाः त्वन्मूर्ति वध्योषितः संप्राप्ता बिलसत् पयोधर रुचो लोला भवत् दृष्टिवत्.
तत्त्वादाद्युतिवत् सरागसुभगाः त्वन्मूर्तिव्यदोषितः सम्प्राप्ता विलसत्पयोदररुचो लोलाभवदृष्टिवत्. त्वत्पादाद्युतिवत् सरागसुभगाः त्वन्मूर्तिव्यदोषितः Vyadhyoshitah.
No, you're saying Vya, it's a Va. Tvanmurti Vadhyoshitah.
Tvatpadadhyutivat saraka subhagaha tvanmurti vadhyoshitah samprapta vilasat payodhara rucho lola bhavadrishtivat.
त्वत्पादद्युतिवत्सरागसुभगाः त्वन्मूर्तिवद्योषितः सम्प्राप्ता विलसत्पयोदररुचो लोलाभवदृष्टिवत् त्वत्पादद्युतिवत्सरागसुभगाः त्वन्मूर्तिवद्योषितः सम्प्राप्ता विलसत्पयोदररुचो लोलाभवदृष्टिवत्
Harinyas Twaduraha, put is Twaduras Stali Vadayite, comma, Manda Smita Proudivat, put it at the end of that line and a comma, Proudivat. Next line you'll have two na and a nai, one na and one nai. The one na goes away. It becomes Nairmalyo Lasitaha. You can't break that. Nairmalyo Lasitaha, comma, Kachauga Ruchi. Next word you can break it as Ruchivat Rajat. That's easier to say. Ruchivat Rajat Kalapashritaha. Harinyastwadurasthali vadayite mandhasmita praudhivate nairmalyolasitaha kachauga ruchivat rajat kalapashritaha.
हारिण्यस्त्वदुरस्थली वदयते मन्दस्मितप्रौढिवत् नैर्मल्योल्लसिताः कचौषुरुचिवद्राजत्कलापाश्रिताः
Kachauga.
कचौगा हारिण्यस्त्वदुरस्थली वदयते मन्दस्मितप्रौढिवत् नैर्मल्योल्लसिताः कचौघ रुचिवद्राजत्कलापाश्रिताः
हारिण्यस्त्वदुरस्थलीवदयिते मन्दस्मितप्रौढिवत् नैर्मल्योल्लसिताः कचौगरुचिवद्राजत्कलापाश्रिताः हारिण्यस्त्वदुरस्थलीवदयिते मन्दस्मितप्रौढिवत् नैर्मल्योल्लसिताः कचौगरुचिवद्राजत्कलापाश्रिताः
तासामाकलयन्न पाङ्गवलनैः मोदं प्रहर्षाद्भुतव्यालोलेषु जनेषु तत्प्ररजकं कञ्चित्पटीं प्रार्थयन् कस्ते दास्यति राजकीयवसनं याहीति तेनोथितः सद्यस्तस्य करेण शीर्षमहृताः सोऽप्यापपुण्यां गतिम्. So next few stanzas, Krishna will come across multiple people, right? And the experiences they have. So, first beginning with it, so as you were kind of walking, oh Krishna and Balarama, and you were looking at all the people. So they all, first of all, they were very happy. And they also started telling, all these, the people of Vrindavan, they must have done so many austerities and so much punyam that they get to see this Krishna and Balarama every day and enjoy time with them. So they all started praising those people. So next, what happens is first Krishna and Balarama come across a washerman, a person who washes clothes. And this person washes clothes for Kamsa. So there, he's carrying all these washed clothes to Kamsa, right? All the washed clothes he's carrying. So when Krishna goes and sees him and then, says that, hey, look, we have come, we have some boys, they are 10-year-old boys, right? Says, we have all come from Vrindavan and it will be good if you can offer us some clothes so that, we will also, you'll also get boon as a result of it. So this washerman then insults them, saying that, what, you all people seem like somebody who has come from the forest, right? Because Mathura is a city, right? Vrindavan is one of the outskirts forest. So you all come from forest, and then you are asking for clothes which are supposed to go to the king. And then he tells Krishna, you are like a Eka Vastra Dharini. You are wearing one cloth, the one layer of cloth, right? That's all Krishna is wearing. See, somebody like you, how can you go ask for the clothes which are actually meant for the king? So with that, he actually insults Krishna and the boys. Now, there's a backstory to this. Now, the story is not there in Narayaneeyam or Bhagavatam, but there is something called as a Garga Samhita. If you remember this word, Garga Muni, who came and named Krishna, that Garga Muni has written one Samhita called as Garga Samhita, where it is actually Narada is giving like some reasonings to some king, right? That's what Garga Samhita is. There, this washerman story is referenced, saying that this in the Treta Yuga, when Sita, and you all know the story about Rama and Sita, about the washerman who made the comment, and then Rama told Sita to go back. So now this washerman felt very guilt as a result of that. He says, because of me, Rama and Sita got separated. So he said he did a lot of penance, and he said, I want to get liberated at the hands of the Lord. So then he was told that in Dwapara Yuga, you will get a chance where Krishna himself is going to be, Lord himself is going to be born as Krishna, and you will get liberated in his hands. So here, that is again, like I said, this is there in Garga Samhita, not in Narayaneeyam or Bhagavatam. So here it says that this washerman refused to give you all clothes. He insulted you, and you, Krishna, you immediately liberated him, saying that it's time, that his time has come for him to leave. And then, you essentially got rid of him, and then he attained salvation. Sopyapa punyam gatim. He attained liberation in your hands. Tasam akala, you can break at that ma. Tasam akala yenna panga valanaihi. Put a visarga and comma there after valanaihi. Then on top of that modam, there is a ir that goes away. Modam praharshadbhuta, and then put a plus and then say the rest of the line together. Vyaloleshu janeshu tatra rajakam kanchit patim prartayan. Rajakam is like washerman. Tasamakalayena pangavalanaihi modham praharshadbhuta vyaloleshu janeshu tatra rajakam kanchit patim prartayan.
तासामाकलयन्न पाङ्गवलनैः मोदं प्रहर्षाद्भुतव्यालोलेषु जनेषु तत्र रजकं कञ्चित् पटीं प्रार्थयन् तासामाकलयन्न पाङ्गवलनैः मोदं प्रहर्षाद्भुतव्यालोलेषु जनेषु तत्र रजकं कञ्चित् पटीं प्रार्थयन्
तासामाकलयन्न पाङ्गवलनैः मोदं प्रहर्षाद्भुतव्यालोलेषु जनेषु तत्र रजकं कञ्चित् पटीं प्रार्थयन् तासामाकलयन्न पाङ्गवलनैः मोदं प्रहर्षाद्भुतव्यालोलेषु जनेषु तत्र रजकं कञ्चित् पटीं प्रार्थयन्
Kaste dasyati rajakiya vasanam, yahiti tenodhitaha, sadyas tasya karena shirshamahritaha, sopyapa punyam gatim. Kaste dasyati rajakiya vasanam yahiti tenodhitaha sadyas tasya karena shirshamahritaha sopyapa punyam gatim.
कस्ते दास्यति राजकीयवसनं याहीति तेनोदितः सद्यस्तस्य करेण शीर्षमहृदाः सोऽप्यापपुण्यां गतिम् कस्ते दास्यति राजकीयवसनं याहीति तेनोदितः सद्यस्तस्य करेण शीर्षमहृदाः सोऽप्यापपुण्यां गतिम्
कस्ते दास्यति राजकीयवसनं याहिति तेनोदितः सद्यस्तस्य करेण शीशमहृताः सोऽप्यापपुण्यां गतिम् कस्ते दास्यति राजकीयवसनं याहिति तेनोदितः
I think yahiti, you stretch the
okay.
T left.
याहीति तेनोदितः सद्यस्तस्य करेण शीर्षमहृताः सोऽप्यापपुण्यां गतिम्
And support. Bhuyo vayakamekamayatamatim toshena veshochitim dashvamsam swapadam ninet sukrutam koveda jivatmana malabhistabakaistabairapi punar malakritamanitom bhaktim tena vratam dideshitaparam lakshmim cha lakshmi pate. This is Lakshmi Pate, who is one who is a consort of Lakshmi. So, couple of things, right? And like we see this Krishna Avataram, and we'll see at the 88th chapter, last stanza, when it summarizes Krishna Avataram. We'll say Krishna Avataram is one of those avatars where you should have we should have been blessed to have taken birth during that time. And there's one more stanza which is going to come in this chapter itself, because so many people got liberated or blessed at the hands of Krishna, right? So here there's another person. So once Krishna and Balarama got those clothes from the washerman in the previous stanza, they then see another person who's a weaver who stitches these ornaments and everything onto the clothes. So Krishna and Balarama went and asked him. So this person did not resist. He said, sure, what, for you, for you both, I'll do anything you want. So he gives a lot of ornaments and everything which are to be stitched onto the clothes or attached to the clothes. So then Krishna goes and asks him, hey, look, whatever you want, I will give you. Right? You want money or you want, whatever you want. That person says, I want nothing. I just want, swapadam niner. I just want liberation. I just want to be constantly thinking about the Lord, and I just want to get liberation. That is the boon. That's the blessing that this weaver asks for. So Krishna says, sure, you'll get what you're asking for. Next, he goes, and then there is another garland maker house he goes to. His name is Sudama, different Sudama compared to Krishna's friend, some random garland maker. So he goes there, and there Krishna and Balarama says, hey, we want these garlands in this format. He says, sure, for you both, I will do whatever you want. So he also gets liberated. So Bhattaripat says, that all of these people, Sukritam Koveda Jivatmana, all these people have done some good deeds in their previous lives, that they are actually getting a chance to be there during Krishna Avataram and then be there around you. So because to anything you do to Krishna, you are going to get blessed here, right? And that's what happens in Krishna Avataram. So they're all really blessed that they all got, liberated in your hands because you just helped them out. So Bhuyo Vayakam Ekam Ayata. You can break that into three parts. Vayakam Ekam Ayata Matim, Toshena Veshochitam, Dashwamsam Swapadam Ninetha, Sukrutam Koveda Jivatmanam. Bhuyo Vayakamekamayata Matim Toshena Veshochitam Dashwamsam Swapadam Ninetha Sukrutam Koveda Jivatmanam.
Bhuyo vayakamekamayatamatim toshena veshochitam dasvamsam swapadam nineda sukrutam koveda jivatmanam. Bhuyo vayakamekamayatamatim toshena veshochitam dasvamsam swapadam nineda sukrutam koveda jivatmanam.
Bhuyo vayakamekamayatamatim tesho naveshochitam dashvamsam swapadam nineta sukrutam ko veda jivatmanam.
Latan, the first line, Toshena Veshochitam.
Toshena, okay. Bhuyo vayakamekamayatamatim toshena veshochitam dashvamsam swapadam nineta Sukrutam ko veda jivatmanam.
Mala bihi, put is, stabakaihi, put is, stavairapi, punar mala krita manito, bhaktim tena vritam dideshita param, lakshmim cha lakshmi pate. Mala bhistabakaistavhairapi, punar mala krita manito, bhaktim tena vritam dideshita param, Lakshmim cha Lakshmi pate.
Malabhistabakaistavvairapi punarmala krutamanito bhaktim tena vrutam dideshita param lakshmi cha lakshmi pate. Malabhistabakaistavvairapi punarmala krutamanito bhaktim tena vrutam dideshita param Lakshmi cha Lakshmi pate.
Mala bistabakaistavvairapi punarmala kritamanito bhaktim tena vritam dideshita param Lakshmim cha Lakshmi pate. Mala bistabakaistavvairapi punarmala kritamanito bhaktim tena vritam dideshita param Lakshmim cha Lakshmi pate.
Kubjam abja vilochanham pati punar drishtvaangaraage taya datte sadhu kilangaragamadadaha tasya mahantam hridi चित्तस्तामृजुतामत प्रतयितुं गात्रेऽपि तस्या स्फुटं गृह्णन् मञ्जुकरेण तामुदनयः तावज्जगत्सुन्दरीम्. So next, as Krishna and Balarama now had the good clothes, they had all the necessary ornaments, and they also were wearing a garland, and they were walking in the streets of Mathura. They come across a hunchback woman, a kubja. Kubja means one who is actually hunchback. So this kubja she had a very attractive face, but then she was, of course, hunchback, right? And she introduced herself when Krishna then goes and meets her and says, person, you look so beautiful, your face is very beautiful. What is it that you're actually carrying with you? So she introduces herself as, my name is Trivakra. People call me Trivakra, means my body is bent in three places, right? So it's called a hunchback. She's bent in three places. And she says, I carry these perfumes for King Kamsa, right? So she has all this sandalwood paste and a lot of other perfumes which she's actually carrying. And because she's hunchback, she cannot even see the face of Krishna and Balarama. She's looking down. She looks at the feet of Krishna. And then Krishna then asks her, you look so beautiful. Can you please give me and my brother and some of my friends some perfumes? She says, absolutely. You can take everything that is destined for Kamsa. I'm willing to give it to you, right? And she, without asking for anything in return, she gives it to Krishna. So in return, what Krishna does, it says, is he presses his feet on Kubja's feet, and then with his two fingers, he then holds her by the bottom of her chin, just lifts her up. Like I said, Krishna Avataram, you can't ask how is this happening, right? He just lifts her face, and then she becomes Tava Jagat Sundari, and she becomes the most beautiful person in this world because she was already pretty, but she had this hunchback. Her hunchback completely goes away, and she becomes normal. And she's going to come later in the story also. So anyway, so she also got blessed, because they all did not worry about what to offer Krishna. Whatever Krishna wanted, they all ended up giving. So Kubjam Abja Vilochanam, Pati Punar Drishtwanga Rage Taya, Datte Sadhu Kilanga Ragam Adadaha. And then the is that is there, remove it, put a visarga and comma. Ragam Adadaha. Tasya Mahantam Hridi. Kubjamabjavilochanam patipuna drishtvangarage taya datte sadhu kilangaragamadadah tasya mahantam hridi.
Kubjamabja vilocanam Hatipunurdrustangarage taya datte sadhu kilangaragamadadah tasya mahantam hrudi. Kubjamabja vilocanam Haripunurdrustangarage taya datte sadhu kilangaragamadadah tasya mahantam hrudi.
Kubjamabja vilochanam pati punar drishtwangaragetaya datte sadhu kilangaragadam tasya mahantam hridi.
Let the second line Ragamadadaha. So visarga there.
Yeah, okay. Kubjamabja vilochanam pati punar drishtwangaragetaya datte sadhu kilangaragadam tasya mahantam hridi.
Okay, we'll switch. Vasanta Garu, you and Sundari, you can be students. Second half. Chittas.
We have two more lines.
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll just switch halfway. Yeah.
Okay.
We're going by the time. Yeah. Chittasta mriju tamata pratayitum, gatrepi tasyaha. Put is tasya sphutam, grinnan manju karena tamudanayaha. That is there. Put a visarga, tamudanayaha tavaj jagat sundari. Chittasthamrjutamata pratayitum katrepi tasya sphutam grinnan manjukarena tamudanayah tavad jagat sundharim.
Chittastaamrujatamata prathayitum gatrepi tasya sputam गृह्णन्मञ्जुकरेण तामुदनयः तावज्जगः सुन्दरीम् चित्तस्तामृजतामथ प्रथयितुं गात्रेऽपि तस्या स्फुटम् गृह्णन्मञ्जुकरेण तामुदनयः तावज्जगः सुन्दरीम्
चित्तस्थामृजताम् अथ प्रतयितुं गात्रेऽपि तस्या स्फुटं गृह्णन् मञ्जुकरेण ताम् उदनयः तावज्जगत्सुन्दरीं चित्तस्थामृजताम् अथ प्रतयितुं गात्रेऽपि तस्या स्फुटं गृह्णन् मञ्जुकरेण ताम् उदनयः तावज्जगत्सुन्दरीम्.
Stanza 6. तावन्निश्चित वैभवास्तव विभो नात्यन्त पापा जनाः यत्किञ्चित् ददते स्म शक्त्यनुगुणं ताम्बूल्यमाल्यादिकं गृह्णानः कुसुमादिकिञ्चन तदा मार्गे निबद्धाञ्जलिः नातिष्ठं बतः यतोऽद्य विपुलामार्तिं व्रजामि प्रभो. Very nice stanza. But Tripat says not only, so these were specific people who we saw: the washerman, the weaver, the garland maker, this kubja, and all of them. He says not only them, he says a lot of people who were not sinful, right? And he calls that word out. He says they were all standing, and then they all decided to give you, Krishna, whatever they had. Yata Shakti, right? Some of them gave you betel leaf, tambulam. Some of them gave you flowers. Some of them gave you fruits. Whatever they could give, they gave it to you, right? And this kind of theme comes consistently in Krishna Avataram. Even we saw earlier also when Krishna was having the lunch with the boys. Then the God said, you know what? The meal that you're having, sharing with the boys, is greater than the offerings that people put in the home, because that's what you truly enjoy. And same thing we're going to see about Kuchelo Pakyanam later on. Now the interesting thing here is Bhattadripat says that previously in all the chapters, at the end of the chapter, he says, oh Krishna, you did all this, please eradicate my ailments, right? That's the request Bhattadripat always puts. And you should imagine he's now still suffering from the rheumatoid arthritis. This is the 74th day where he's writing the 74th Dasakam, right? So he must also be wondering, why am I not getting cured, right? After all these things I'm doing, which we also ask, why me? Why am I getting all these problems? I'm doing all these good things. Why am I still facing all these problems? So he gives an answer here. He says, I must have been born during the Krishna avatar. And when you, Krishna, came to Mathura and you were walking on the streets and all these people were lining and giving them whatever they could, I probably did not decide to come out of my house that day. I was sitting in my house, refusing to come out in the street to give you something that I can, or even refusing to see you. He says that is a sin I committed. And probably because of that is the suffering I'm experiencing right now, is because I did not care about you in my previous birth. So that's a very good explanation he gives, right? Because we all say, I'm doing all these great things now, why am I still suffering? Right? He says, because that's because of what Vrajami, I'm experiencing those problems now. Because when you gave me the chance in my previous birth, I did not take that opportunity and I ignored you. And I did not even come to see you when you came to Mathura. And so I am actually undergoing. He says, thank you, because now you made me realize it. So this Janmam, I am doing all these good things. That's how he says this stanza, right? So, Thavan Nishchita Vaibhavas Tava Vibho, comma. And Meeno, since you came to Dushyant's lecture, if you know, Dushyant also said this, if you remember, right? So, Vaibhavas Tava Vibho, comma, Natyanta Papa Janaha. So, if you don't have a Visarga, put a Visarga and a comma there, Janaha. Yat Kinchit Dadate Sma Shaktyanugunam, comma, Tambula Malyadikam. तावन्निश्चित वैभवास्तव विभो नात्यन्त पापा जनाः यत्किञ्चित् ददते स्म शक्त्यनुगुणं ताम्बूलमाल्यादिकम्.
तावन्निश्चित वैभवास्तव विभो नात्यन्त पापा जनाः यत्किञ्चित् ददते स्म शक्त्यनुगुणं ताम्बूलमाल्यादिकम्. तावन्निश्चित वैभवास्तव विभो नात्यन्त पापा जनाः यत्किञ्चित् ददते स्म शक्त्यनुगुणं ताम्बूलमाल्यादिकम्.
तावन्निश्चितवैभवास्तव विभो नात्यन्तपापा जनाः यत्किञ्चित् ददते स्म शक्त्यनुगुणं ताम्बूलमाल्यादिकम् तावन्निश्चितवैभवास्तव विभो नात्यन्तपापा जनाः यत्किञ्चित् ददते स्म शक्त्यनुगुणं ताम्बूलमाल्यादिकम्
Grinnanaha, put if sound, Grinnanah Kusumadi Kinchana Tada, comma, Marge Nibaddhanjalihi. Anjali, remember that word, Nibaddhanjalihi, put a visarga, comma. Next line, on top of that, Natishtham, there is a ir that goes away. Natishtham Bata Ha Yatodya, comma, Vipulam Artim Vrajami Prabho. Grihnanah Kusumadi Kinchana Tadha Marge Nibaddhanjalihi Natishtham Bataha Yatodya Vipulamartim Vrajami Prabho.
गृह्णानः कुसुमादिकिञ्चन तदा मार्गे निबद्धाञ्जलिः नातिष्ठम्बतः यतोऽद्य विपुलामार्तिं व्रजामि प्रभो गृह्णानः कुसुमादिकिञ्चन तदा मार्गे निबद्धाञ्जलिः नातिष्ठम्बतः यतोऽद्य विपुलामार्तिं व्रजामि प्रभो
गृह्णानः कुसुमादिकिञ्चन तदा मार्गे निबद्धाञ्जलिः नातिष्ठम्बतः यतोऽद्य विपुलाम् आर्तिं व्रजामि प्रभो गृह्णानः कुसुमादिकिञ्चन तदा मार्गे निबद्धाञ्जलिः नातिष्ठम्बतः यतोऽद्य विपुलाम् आर्तिं व्रजामि प्रभो
Eshyamiti vimuktayāpi bhagavan ālepadhatriyātaya durat kātaraya nirikshitagatihi tvam pravisho gopuram आघोषानुमितत्वधागममः हर्षोल्ललद्देवकी वक्षोज प्रगलत्पयोरसमिषात् त्वत्कीर्तिरन्तर्गता. So now, kind of coming back to this Kubja, right? So now this Kubja, who was already a person of great character, good character, generosity, and now she has also gotten, she's also looking pretty now because she doesn't have that hunchback anymore. So she now starts getting feelings for Krishna. So she says, Krishna, I really want you to come and be with me, right? When you are here and come home. And Krishna says, no, I will come back. I'm come here for a purpose. So let me finish it and then come back. And then, so as you go, this woman keeps looking at you as far as her gaze can go. And then Krishna and Balarama and the boys enter the city of Mathura. They already entered. They start getting into the main area. So here, Bhattatri being a poet, he says, just like how your reputation precedes you. So how do you say that in a poetic way, right? So he says that Krishna, when you were born, Devaki did not get a chance to breastfeed you because you were born and immediately you came as a Chaturbhujam. Then you became a small boy and then Vasudeva had to take you. So the moment you entered, Devaki started knowing as motherly instincts kicked in. So she starts to lactate because she's now beginning to feel that my son has finally come in, right? Because she doesn't know, she's still in the jail at this point. They had actually put her back in the jail. Kamsa, when he realized that Krishna is the son, he realized it, he put Devaki and Vasudeva back in jail. So, then she says Devaki starts lactating because she realizes that, you have already entered the city and you're about to meet her. So that's what is happening. They're all entering into the main portion of the city right now. So Eshyamiti Vimuktayapi Bhagavan. So this is in and another. First put Bhagavan in, comma. Next word starts with the A. Ale Padatriya Taya, comma. Durat Kataraya Nirikshita Gatihi. So that is you remove, put visarga, comma. Tvam Pravisho Gopuram. Eshyamiti Vimuktayapi Bhagavan Alepadhatriyataya Durat Kataraya Nirikshita Gatihi Tvam Pravisho Gopuram.
ईष्यामीति विमुक्तयापि भगवन् आलेपदात्यातया दूरात् कातरया निरीक्षितगतिः त्वं प्राविशो गोपुरम् ईष्यामीति विमुक्तयापि भगवन् आलेपदात्र्यातया दूरात् कातरया निरीक्षितगतिः त्वं प्राविशो गोपुरम्
येष्याम् इति विमुक्तयापि भगवन् आलेपदात्र्या तया दूरात् कातरया निरीक्षितगतिः त्वं प्राविशो गोपुरम् येष्याम् इति विमुक्तयापि भगवन् आलेपदात्र्या तया दूरात् कातरया निरीक्षितगतिः त्वं प्राविशो गोपुरम्
आघोषानुमित त्वदागम maha harsholalad. So il and a la again. So harsholalad devaki, long e, and then put a plus, so that line is continuous. Devaki plus vakshoja pragalat payo rasa mishat. So there's two ith there. So you put first one ith mishat and then a comma. So third line continuous, and then after mishat comma tvat kirtir antargata. आघोषानुमितत्वदागममहा हर्षोल्ललद्देवकी वक्षोज प्रगलत्पयोरसमिषात् त्वत्कीर्तिरन्तर्गता
आघोषानुमितत्वदागममहाहर्षोल्ललद्देवकी वक्षोजप्रगलत्वयोरसमितात् त्वत्कीर्तिरन्तर्गताम् आघोषानुमितत्वदागममहाहर्षोल्ललद्देवकी वक्षोजप्रगलत्वयोरसमितात् समिक्षात् त्वत्कीर्तिरन्तर्गताम्
आघोषानुमितत्वदागममहाहर्षोल्ललद्देवकी वक्षोजप्रगलत्पयोरसमिषात् त्वत्कीर्तिरन्तर्गता आघोषानुमितत्वदागममहाहर्षोल्ललद्देवकी वक्षोजप्रगलत्पयोरसमिषात् त्वत्कीर्तिरन्तर्गता.
That's it. आविष्टो नगरीं महोत्सववतीं कोदण्डशालां प्रजह्न माधुर्येण नु तेजसानुपुरुषैः दूरेण दत्तान्तरः स्रग्भिर्भूषितमर्चितं वरधनुर्मामेति बादात् पुरः प्रागृह्णाः समरोपयः किल समाक्राक्षीरभाङ्क्षीरपि. So then when they enter, then Krishna asks the people, where is this bow sacrifice, bow festival going to happen? Because if you remember, that was the main event, right? Where the entire city was decorated. So they then guide him to this main hall where this bow was on display, where they were actually going to be doing the offerings and the puja to the bow the next day. So now when Krishna entered, Krishna and Balarama enter, so he pretty much is either because of your looks or, you know, the charm or the gait by which you are walking, the guard somehow did not feel like stopping you because it's all well protected security. So Krishna and Balarama somehow managed to sneak in. So they go there, they see this massive bow, which is like an Indra Dhanush, which is actually decorated and all that stuff. And very easily, Krishna, you lift it with one hand, you string the bow, and then you snap the bow into two pieces, just like how very easily it says like an elephant can break a sugar cane. Right? How an elephant can easily take a sugarcane and break it into two parts. You then break the bow as people are shouting, ma ma means no no. So they didn't realize what was happening. They just let you enter. You both walked in, you broke the bow, and only then they realized what had actually happened. So Avishto Nagadim Mahotsava Vatim, Kodanda Shalam Prajanne, Madhuryena Nu Tejasa Nu Purushaihi. Put a visarga comma there. Next line on top of the Durena, there is a ir that goes away. Durena Dattantaraha. Avishto Nagarim Mahotsavavatin Kodandashalam Prajanhe Madhuryena nu Tejasanu Purushaihi Durena Dattantaraha.
आविष्टो नगरीं महोत्सववतीं कोदण्डशालां व्रजन् माधुर्येण नु तेजसानुपुरुषैः दूरेण दत्तान्तरः आविष्टो नगरीं महोत्सववतीं कोदण्डशालां रजन् माधुर्येण नु तेजसानुपुरुषैः दूरेण दत्तान्तरः
आविष्टो नगरीं महोत्सववतीं कोदण्डशालां व्रजन् माधुर्येण नु तेजसा नु पुरुषैः दूरेण दत्तान्तरः आविष्टो नगरीं महोत्सववतीं कोदण्डशालां व्रजन् माधुर्येण नु तेजसा नु पुरुषैः दूरेण दत्तान्तरः.
Sorry. Sragbhir Bhushitam Architam. If you want to break it, Bhushitam Architam Vara Dhanur Mameti Vadat Puraha. So that line is continuous, comma after Puraha. Pragrihnaha, put a is. Pragrihna Samaropayaha, put a ich sound. Samaropayah Kila, comma. Samakrakshir Abhangshir Api. So the two ra that is coming, you can break it into ir and a. Samakrakshir Abhangshir Api. Sragbhirbhushitam varadhanur mameti vadat purah pragrihna samaropayah kila samakrakshir Abhangshir Api.
स्रग्विन्भूषितमर्पितं वरधनुर्मामेति वादात् पुरः प्रागृह्णाः समरोपयः किल समग्राक्षीरभाङ्क्षीरपि स्रग्विन्भूषितमर्पितं वरधनुर्मामेति वादात् पुरः प्रागृह्णाः समरोपयः किल समग्राक्षीरभाङ्क्षीरपि
स्रग्भिर्भूषितम् अर्चितं वरधनुर्मामेति वदात् पुरः प्रागृह्णाः समरोपयः किल समाक्राङ्क्षीरभाङ्क्षीरपि.
The third line vadat, okay, and then fourth line last samakrakshir. There's no ing sound in the first half.
Kraj, okay, sorry. स्रग्भिर्भूषितम् अर्चितं वरधनुर्मामेति वादात् पुरः प्रागृह्णाः समरोपयः किल समाक्राक्षीरभाङ्क्षीरपि.
That's a nine. Shvah kamsakshapanotsavasya puratah prarambhatурयोपमश् चापध्वंसमहाध्वनिस्तव विभो देवानरोमाञ्चयते कंसस्यापि च वेपतुस्तदुदितः कोदण्डखण्डद्वही चण्डाभ्याहतरक्षिपूरुषरवैः उत्कूलितो भूत्वया. So when the noise that emanated when the bow was broken, right? So that resulted in a terrible noise which started spreading in all directions. So the person who was assigned as the caretaker of the bow, who was taking care of the bow, when he saw that before even they could react, Krishna had come and broken the bow. So he, of course, told all his men to go and capture Krishna and Balarama. But Krishna and Balarama take the pieces of the bow that they had broken into and beat off all those guards and get rid of them. And when all the people, so all people of Mathura have heard about the greatness of Krishna, but they have not seen it. So finally, when they saw how easily Krishna took that entire bow, strung the bow and broke it as a 10-year-old and single-handedly beat all these guards, they really started telling, you know what, maybe these two boys are like demigods, right? Maybe they are extremely powerful. But more importantly, this news spread to Kamsa instantly, right? So when we kind of say, you know, like, thinking about God all the time, you could be thinking about in a positive way also, right? Thinking about Krishna all the time, but that is very difficult because you'll get distracted very easily, right? All the time. But when you're afraid of something, it's that you will not get distracted. You'll constantly be thinking of what you're afraid of. So that's what happened to Kamsa, right? He had already heard that Krishna is the 8th born child now. That's why he told Krishna and Balarama to come. He had already heard about how Krishna had got rid of Aghasura, all the other people who had Putana, everybody who had come. And now Krishna is in his own town and Kamsa hears about how these two boys came and single-handedly did this. So he now gets extremely terrified. And then what happens is, so here Bhattacharya says, this is like a what do you call, like a beginning of the beating of the drums of what's going to happen tomorrow, because tomorrow is the main festival where Kamsa has invited Krishna and Balarama. So this was an indicator to Kamsa what is going to happen tomorrow. And that night, Kamsa did not sleep at all. Full night, he kept thinking about Krishna and about what is going to be inevitable to him the next day. So that was that's going to come in the 75th chapter, about how Kamsa was non-stop thinking about Krishna the previous night and he couldn't go to sleep at all. So Shwaha is there, put a ich sound. Shwah Kamsa Kshapanotsavasya Purataha, put a f Purataf Praramba Turyopama, and then you will have ish on the next line. So bring it to the end of this line and put a plus. Praramba Turyopamash, put a plus. Chapa Dhvamsa Maha Dhvanis Tava Vibho, and then a comma. So the whole of first line, then comma after Vibho. Devana Romanchayate. So because of this, the gods also realized, okay, Krishna has given us a signal now. He has come to Mathura, he's broken the bow, it's an indicator of what's going to happen tomorrow. Shwahkam Sakshapanotsavasya Puratah Prarambaturyopamaschapa Mahadvanistava Vibho Devana Romanchayate.
स्वःकं सक्षपनोत्सवस्य पुरतः प्रारम्भतूर्योपमश्चापध्वंस महाध्वनिः तव विभो देवानरोमाञ्चयत् स्वःकं सक्षपनोत्सवस्य पुरतः प्रारम्भतूर्योपमश्चापध्वंस महाध्वनिः तव विभो देवानरोमाञ्चयत्
स्वःकं सक्षपणोत्सवस्य पुरतः प्रारम्भतूर्योपमश्चापध्वंसमहाध्वनिस्तव विभो देवान् रोमाञ्चयत् स्वःकं सक्षपणोत्सवस्य पुरतः प्रारम्भतूर्योपमश्चापध्वंसमहाध्वनिस्तव विभो देवान् रोमाञ्चयत्
Kamsasyapi cha Vepathus Taduditaha, Kodanda Khanda Dvayi, put a plus, Chandabhyahata Rakshi Purusha Ravaihi. So the ru that you have there, first put a visarga, Ravaihi, next word starts with the u, Utkulito Bhut Tvaya. Kamsasyapi cha Vepatuthaduditaha Kodandakhandadvayi Chandabhyahata Rakshi Purusharavaihi Utkulito Bhutvaya.
कंसस्यापि च वेपथुस्तदुदितः कंसस्यापि च वेपथुस्तदुदितः कोदण्डखण्डद्वयी चण्डाभ्याहतरक्षिपूरुषरवैः उत्कूलितो भूत्वया कंसस्यापि च वेपथुस्तदुदितः कोदण्डखण्डद्वयी चण्डाभ्याहतरक्षिपूरुषरवैः उत्कूलितो भूत्वया
कंसस्यापि च वेपथुस्तदुदितः कोदण्डखण्डद्वयी चण्डाभ्याहतरक्षि पूरुषरवैः उत्कूलितो भूत्वया कंसस्यापि च वेपथुस्तदुदितः कोदण्डखण्डद्वयी चण्डाभ्याहतरक्षि पूरुषरवैः उत्कूलितो भूत्वया.
Once again. Shishtai dushtajanaischcha drishtamahima Pritya cha bhitya tatah Sampashyan pura sampadan pravicharan Sayam gato vatika Sridhama saharadhika virahajam Khedan badan praswapan Anandan avatarya karya ghatanat Vatesha samrakshamham. So then finally, after all these things, when it finally became evening, so Krishna and Balarama, you both returned back to the camp where Nandagopa and all of them were waiting outside the city, right? So it says, when Krishna departed from Vrindavana, so all the Gopas and Gopikas said, what, we are going to miss all these leelas of Krishna, and the people of Mathura are so lucky that they are going to be able to witness Krishna. And he says, in one day, Krishna, you showed so many things to the people of Mathura. that they were now beginning to wonder what else is in store, right? For the several other years you're going to be staying there. So with that, you made the people of Mathura also very happy by being there. And then it says, just in a light-hearted note, in the evening, Krishna is talking to one of his, very rarely they say Krishna, use Krishna's friend's name. This one person, Sri Damna, will come in a couple of places in the stories. So to that Sri Damna, Krishna is talking about how you are getting separated from Gopikas, especially this Radha, one of the special Gopika it's mentioned here, how you are separated and how you're talking about the sorrow, but more importantly, you are feeling happy and content about what is going to come tomorrow, because tomorrow the Kamsa Vadam, the next chapter, which is next day for them, there is the Kamsa Vadam, and so you're ready that what is impending or what is going to happen tomorrow. So with that, O Vatesha Samrakshamam, O Lord of Guruvayur, please eradicate all my ailments. Shishtair Dushta Janaischa Drishta Mahima, Prityacha Bhitya Tataha, Sampashyan Pura Sampadam Pravicharan, Sayam Gato Vatikam. Shishtair Dushta Janaischa Drishta Mahima, Prityacha Bhitya Tataha, Sampashyan Pura Sampadam Pravicharan, Sayam Gato Vatikam.
शिष्टैर्दुष्टजनैश्च दृष्टमहिमा प्रीत्या च भीत्या ततः सम्पश्यन् पुरसम्पदं प्रविचरन् सायं गतो वाटिकाम् शिष्टैर्दुष्टजनैश्च दृष्टमहिमा प्रीत्या च भीत्या ततः सम्पश्यन् पुरसम्पदं प्रविचरन् सायं गतो वाटिकाम्
शिष्टैः दुष्टजनैश्च दृष्टमहिमा प्रीत्या च भीत्या ततः सम्पश्यन् पुरसम्पदं प्रविचरन् सायं गतो वाटिकाम् शिष्टैः दुष्टजनैश्च दृष्टमहिमा प्रीत्या च भीत्या ततः सम्पश्यन् पुरसम्पदं प्रविचरन् सायं गतो वाटिकाम्
Sridamna Saha Radhika Virahajam, Khedam Badan Praswapan. Put a in at the end of that line, Praswapan. Next line, the double na you have becomes a. Anandan Avathara. Anandan Avathara, it becomes double nada. Anandan Avathara Karya Ghatanath. Put a comma. Vatesha Samrakshamam. Sridhamna Saharadhika Virahajam Khedam Vadan Praswapanne Anandan Avatara Karya Ghatanat Vatesha Samrakshamam.
श्रीदाम्ना सह राधिका विरहजं खेदं वदन् प्रस्वपन् आनन्दन्नवतार कार्यघटनात् वातेश संरक्ष माम् श्रीदाम्ना सह राधिका विरहजं खेदं वदन् प्रस्वपन् आनन्दन्नवतार कार्यघटनात् वातेश संरक्ष माम्
श्रीदाम्ना सह राधिका विरहजं खेदं वदन् प्रस्वपन् आनन्दन्नवतार्य कार्यघटनात् वातेश संरक्ष माम्
The fourth line, Anandan Avatara. You said Tarya, no Yaga.
Sorry. श्रीदाम्ना सह राधिका विरहजं खेदं वदन् प्रस्वपन् आनन्दन्नवतार कार्यघटनात् वातेश संरक्ष माम्
Shri Krishnaya Parabrahmane Namaha. End the class here. Sandhanandhavamodhatmakamανupamitam kaladheshavadebhyam nirmuktam nityamuktam nigamashatasahasrena nirbhasyamanam aspashtam drishtamatre punarurupurusharthatmakam brahmatattvam tattavad bhati sakshad gurupavanapure hanta bhagyam jananam kahena vacha manasendriyirva buddhyatmana va prakrute swabhavat Karomi yatyat sakalam parasmai Narayanahi samarpayami. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Rajesh.
Bye.
Thank
Do
you,
we
Rajesh.
have class next week, Rajesh Garu?
Yeah, we'll probably, because I'm trying to finish this 50 before that Parayanam on September. So we'll see. Since 4th is a Tuesday, I'm hoping that people are available, but we'll see. For now, yes, unless something changes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Rajesh.
Thank